Title: Between Two Seasons. Chapter 1: A Train Towards the Unexpected. The noise of the tracks resonated in Valeria's heart. The train advanced slowly through autumnal landscapes that seemed to paint, made by a melancholic artist. She had spent months trapped in a broken relationship, and although her mother insisted that she should take the next step, Valeria still clung to a love that no longer existed. Sitting by the window, she played with a silver pendant inscribed with the word "always," a gift from her ex-boyfriend Marcus. When the train stopped at an intermediate station, a man with brown hair and intense eyes went up and sat in front of her. "Are you busy?" he asked, pointing to the empty seat. Valeria denied without raising her gaze much. "Thank you," he said, dropping his "Mochila, vai sacando un libro." The silence was filled with the murmur of the train. Valeria tried to concentrate on the landscape, but their gazes crossed. Finally, he broke the ice. "Always is difficile. I choose what to read on a trip. I have read this one 3 times, and it still surprises me." She lifted the cover of The Little Prince. Valeria sketched a smile. "It's a classic. I also read it several times. I am Diego, by the way." Valeria, the conversation flowed naturally. Diego was an architect, traveling to San Sebastián for a conference. As they spoke, Valeria felt time fading. He said, when the train arrived at its destination, Diego offered to accompany her to the hotel. Although she hesitated, she accepted. "I hope we meet again," he said, before saying goodbye at the hotel door. Valeria didn't respond, but something inside her ignited. Chapter 2: Bridges Between Two Souls. Valeria explored the city, but Diego's thoughts kept circling her mind. How could someone who did meeting on a train cause such an impact? Fate crossed their paths again in a cafe by the port. Diego was sitting with a sketchbook, drawing lines that seemed to form a bridge. "You again?" said Valeria with a nervous smile. Diego looked up, surprised, and then smiled. "I think the universe is conspiring. Would you like to accompany me?" That afternoon walk? On the beach, sharing anecdotes and dreams. Diego spoke of his passion for architecture, and Valeria confessed her love for literature and her frustration with life. "Sometimes I feel that I am stuck," as if she didn't know where to go, she said. Diego looked at her seriously. "Sometimes staying still is also a choice. We don't always have to run." His words were engraved in his mind. Chapter 3: The Distance of Fears. As they spent more time together, the connection became undeniable. However, Valeria was still trapped in her past. The scars of her previous relationship made her doubt. One afternoon, while they were walking through the old town, Diego took her hand. "Valeria, I don't know what's happening between us, but I feel that every moment with you has a special weight." She withdrew her hand, unsure. "Diego, I can't. I don't know if I'm ready for this." He nodded, respecting her space, but his disappointment was evident. That night, Valeria reflected, why did she keep clinging to something that no longer existed? Why was she afraid of opening herself to something new? Chapter 4: The Internal Storm. On the last day of her trip, Valeria found a letter under the door of his room. It was Diego's. "Valeria, sometimes the train of life takes us down unexpected paths. Meeting you has been a gift, and although I don't know if our paths will cross again, I want you to know that I am happy to have found you. You will always have a place in my memory. Diego." Tears rolled down her cheeks. Without thinking twice, she ran towards the station of Trent. Chapter 5: A New Beginning. The train was about to leave when Valeria saw him. Diego was at the door, about to get on. "Diego!" she shouted, her voice choked. He turned, ended. "Valeria!" She ran towards him, hugging him tightly. "I'm sorry. I've been afraid, but I don't want to let this be lost. I want to take a risk." Diego looked at her, tenderly, caressing her rostro. Never is too late to start again. While the train was leaving, Valeria knew that, for the first time in a long time, she was exactly where she should be. End.